you plan on turning your tractor trailer into, or your pickup truck into like some sort of mobile fortress with a special Gatling gun that you can put on there, and you can bring the extra Gatling gun in there, it's going to automatically disappear. It kind of sucks. I hope that that's something to change soon, especially since it's pretty important and kind of loses functionality when it comes to mobile territories, not have that as an option. Got him! That was sick! Jarvis clipped that. Okay. Let's do this! What's my clip? What's my highlight? This? I guess because I protected everybody? Oh. Oh man! This guy's embarrassing me. Treating me like a fool on stream. Alright, I got him without that much damage, so maybe I could clean this back. Oh, what character is that? He looks sick. How did he? Oh, he did the block. Fuck. Damn, this guy knows what he's doing, this guy. How did I not pick that up? I'm pressing X. That's what I'm talking about. That was sick. I'm gonna create a marker for that too. I'm gonna clip that shit. Oh wait, no, I already did the thing. So I should be able to from chat. Oh, I didn't make you mod either. Let me make you mod, bro. So you could do this shit too for me. Yeah, I'm
Of course it was Lynn that said yes.
I feel bad for Lynn because she just seems dumber than fuck. And she's just a part of that.
oh man.
No, Lynn seems like dumb sweet, you know? Like someone who's just so sweet.
That's what I mean. I'm just like, bro, hang it up.
Is that me?
No.
I don't know how I come off. I don't know how I come off at all, because when I was like not full of PTSD and like saw people in person, they all told me I came off very intimidating, and they all thought I was a bitch until they got to know me, and then they're like, you're the sweetest fucking person ever.
You seem like the right amount of like nice. Like Lynn sounds like she'd be walking down the street with absolutely nothing to her.
I got that
It's very was it naive optimism? Oh no 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 no! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh! Oh, I'm gonna die. Wow. That's how you draw a car, guys. Create your own kind of custom skin if you've unlocked one of those rainbow decals from the new chest box that they have on the shop. The one where you can get the flaming motorcycle. It also drops these decals. If you go to stick them on your vehicle, all you gotta do is make them really big and place them on the right spots, and you could cover the most of the motorcycle and have your own kind of like rainbow psychedelic effect skin. Is it destroyed? I'm blowing up. I'm shooting this shit. How far this goes. There's two builds here, but I'm gonna show the actual most impressive build I've seen so far. Just this one right here. Now this guy, yeah, I did put my camp outside his house. I should have known. Look at this. Look at this beautiful place. Oh my god. What a work of engineering. An absolute.
Happen to hear something, it takes away all of the weight and momentum. But this is going to come back later. I do want to put this out later because, like I said, I thought that this was interesting, but I will be harping on it later. So, we are now introduced to our main character, Jeff, a young man, presumably mid-teens, because once again, God forbid they give us any kind of age to really give an idea. Not even like a grade, like they say, because the whole thing here is.
Oh yeah! That really did feel like Iron Man right there. Oh wait, no, I don't want to watch that shit. Got him. Winning, winning, winning. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. That was badass. Amazing. Oh my god. What a game. What was that? How many kills did I get that game? 12. Fucking. What the fuck? Oh my god. Yo, this is crazy. It's like the bus, but just the whole house. Attack the creepy arms. What, just these? You want it from... You want it from... He didn't even have to do nothing. We didn't have to do shit. Holy shit. Look at that. Holy
Look at
shit.
that.
Holy shit. Just took a big fucking day. Welcome. Good afternoon. It's not the morning. Good afternoon, everybody. Today, we got quite a bit of shit to talk about. Right? Things have been going on in the media sphere, right? Liberal giant is being struck down right now through his own horrible decisions and very bad behavior, which we'll be speaking about soon. In reference to that, I'm talking about Destiny, liberal streamer, YouTuber, been around for quite a bit. Why isn't my screen showing up? There we go. As well as I'm gonna be talking about a little bit more about like all the shit's going on with Trump, what he's been doing lately. But I figured, even though this is not as important as those things, this is just drama. I figured I might as well just cover it anyway. Especially since I'm pretty fucking shocked about it. I'm not gonna lie. In this regard, I've listened to Destiny on and off throughout the years. Politics mostly. I don't like drama in my own personal life, right? I've seen what drama could do to people and to people's lives, Especially when most of it's based on just rumor or just speculation, and especially when it just had unfolded, right? So, you know, hesitant as I always am when it comes to this kind of stuff, I usually try to take my time and to look into it, see what the credibility of it is, what has been said from one side to another, all that kind of shit, right? And like I always see whenever it comes to online drama, it's really difficult to parse information because a lot of the people who share such information are so, like, they're just so heated. They're so, like I feel like their goal, because they hate this guy or hate the person that they're talking about, is to, like, go as hard as they can on them, right? Which I understand. That's where they're coming from. It's not saying that what they're saying or what they're covering is not true or whatever. It's just the bias is so heavy, it feels weird to me to just listen to that person and take it for what it is, for what they're saying, right? Still gotta do a little bit of my own searching around. And again, there's this drama. Shit, it's like the fog of war, essentially, where you don't know what is actually going on 100% to someone so far fucking removed, right? We weren't involved. I wasn't involved. Other people were. And everyone has their own perspective about what had happened, and no one has the full picture like that. But we do have a couple people who believe they do, and the closest full picture I could grab in terms of just like sheer information is from this mega thread Reddit page post about the whole situation, right? And it's not too long, so I can read this, and I will. But the long parts would be diving into all these links, and we will. Not all of them, most of them, important ones, right? So, to give the general gist of what had happened first, before we go in. Not too long ago, some porn was released of Destiny. It was revenge porn. It wasn't just Destiny, but it was also a bunch of people that Destiny had done stuff with, as well as new to those people. The biggest video, or not the biggest video, but the biggest attention-grabbing thing about the whole event a couple weeks ago was a video of Destiny sucking some dude's some dude's thing, you know what I mean? And that person seemed, to the people who have watched it, according to these people, I've never seen it, I don't know, I can't confirm, I don't want to see it, but apparently the person that Destiny was giving the old gawk to was, what was it? It was a right-wing guy. It was the dude who was Nick Fuentes, that's him. The dude who was traveling around with Kanye West talking about how Nazis are dope and shit. It was that guy. And it wasn't ever confirmed that actually was him. I heard a lot of disagreement about whether or not that was like that guy, but Destiny was definitely in that video. Destiny was definitely doing that shit. And when I heard it, someone jumped in here to tell me this randomly the other day, and I was just like, oh, that's cool, I guess. I don't really give a fuck. Again, I don't care much for drama. I usually don't care much for drama, especially if it's something as trivial as that. Like, you know, Destiny could do whatever he wants and close doors and shit. That's up to him. I don't give a fuck about that. But the thing is that with that specific video, it wasn't just that. There was a lot more that had gotten released, and it was everything else that was problematic, and no one was talking about it. You know, Destiny's initial response was to stay quiet and hope that him staying quiet would bring as much attention to it, because he believed that if he spoke more about it and made videos about it, he would be making it worse for himself and making it more like out there and shit or whatever. It seems like that plan didn't really necessarily work for too long, because a lot more had came out following all this, and the pressure on Destiny was consistent enough for him to have to take a break, or feel the need to take a break from streaming. He says he's not going to be on until next month or something like that, and he's definitely seeking legal precautions with this. The problems that had been released with everything was that Destiny was recording sexual acts that he was doing with people, like mostly other female streamers, without their consent. And he was also releasing those things to people without their consent as well. But the blurry line on that was like whether or not he was actually doing it maliciously, or if it was like him being stupid, or if it was like someone hacked his shit and released it, right? Regardless, that ain't good. That ain't good, Chief. That's a fucking federal crime, right? And what's going on, Johnny? Well, welcome. That's a dope ass emote. Where do you get all your emotes, man? I gotta follow these people. But good afternoon. And a happy dab to you. I'll take one. Cheers. Cheers to my boy Johnny. But yes, this is the crux of the problem. This is the crux of the drama. Apparently, you know, it gets a little deeper than that. I'm talking about like him cheating, not cheating, but him having a sexual relationship with his best friend's girlfriend, right? We're talking about stuff like that. We're talking about Destiny having a whole secret relationship with a streamer while gaslighting her and the entire world that it wasn't actually happening. And again, we're talking about him not being able to really keep it in his pants, doing some really dumb fucking shit, right? So I'm gonna read this thread, we're gonna watch the videos that came out for it, and then we'll go off from there. Hey guys, this drama has been developing fast, so the mod team wanted to get a mega thread together. I will try my best to summarize the current drama and provide links to the appropriate posts. This morning, both President Sunday and Cope and Seath, they're two streamers and YouTubers, released hit piece videos on Destiny, and these are the videos that we're gonna watch. Both of these videos discuss Destiny's behavior regarding his treatment of sexual partners and the ongoing scandals surrounding leaked DMs, photos, and videos of his sexual nature. Destiny has found himself in a couple scandals regarding sharing nude photos and other materials such as videos and sex tapes without the consent of the individuals and partners who appear in them. The main focus of this is on a woman named Pixie, who is a victim of this behavior from Destiny. In these videos, there are leaks of messages between Not So Erudite and Pixie discussing potential compensation from Destiny for distributing the sexual material she appeared in, as well as the draft of Pixie's statement regarding the situation. Pixie, again, is another streamer. Pixie has released her statement publicly on Twitter, stating she is a victim of revenge porn and will be suing Destiny for this. Her longer statement includes her history with Destiny and her side of the story. This has notably been shared by Destiny's ex-wife Melina.
Your commie has no regard
You're a
for
commie.
human life.
You're a
That's
commie.
all.
This motherfucker's a commie now. Nah, he's pretty far removed from a commie, but he's a motherfucking commie right now. This is commie, this commie behavior right here. Pixie has released her statement publicly on Twitter. She's a victim, and yeah, this has notably been shared by Destiny's ex-wife Melina, as well as Lonerbox. Lonerbox is his the best friend I was talking about, who is stated to be Pixie's boyfriend, and recently announced he would also be leaving streaming. Lonerbox has been friendly with Destiny before. It's a little bit more than friendly. They do content together regularly, right? He was like his Palestinian Israeli consultant, you know, essentially. Where was I? After this, the mods over on the r/Destiny Reddit subreddit announced that Destiny would be responding soon and lock down any discussion of the drama. Meanwhile, Destiny's co-host Dan Saltman, the guy he does what's that shit called? Anything else with? Would appear on Turkey Tom's Tom Dark live stream to discuss this. I don't know if this had happened yet. Destiny responded in a post on his subreddit and has been cross-posted here. I'll read that as well. Many commenters have noticed that Destiny did not respond to the allegation that he had distributed Pixie's sexual nudes and images without her consent. They have also noticed that the DMs included in his own statement, as well as Pixie's, reveal an acknowledgement of him doing exactly that. That is where the main Destiny drama stands at this time on the subreddit. Another former collaborator of Destiny's, Chiri, has also alleged to be a victim of the same behavior. Follow-up tweet and a link to the comment thread with screenshots. Destiny has banned the people who have spoken out about him from his Discord server, DGG. Alleged Discord messages where Destiny admits to recording with his phone in his pocket during a sex act. It is not clear if this was consensual recording. Pixie has now announced on Twitter that other women have been coming forward about receiving pornographic content from Destiny for concerns that it may have been sent non-consensually. Destiny has announced a break from streaming. He has also made other comments regarding this on his Discord. The r/Destiny moderator makes a statement of the state of the sub. Cherry has announced she is making a police report and pressing charges against Destiny. Nutz has released her statement regarding her involvement in all this. A post discussing this is here, and her link is to the tweet. Cherry has responded to NSE's statement and screenshots. Turkey Tom has now released an interview with Nutz. President Sunday's hit piece also included a portion of a phone call he had with Nicholas Diarero. Nick had addressed his feelings about this on Twitter, stating he had believed the call to be private and stating he had only been warned the night before the video dropped. President Sunday would go on to release 2 more videos containing phone calls with Nick, 1, 2, and another video of him warning Nick about the video, and has begun to leak DMs and Nick streaming at the time of writing all this. Yeah. We also have a clip of Hassan. Fuck Hassan. We don't really need to care. I don't really give a fuck about his opinion about anything, especially not this. A user on the subreddit Express Shallot 4657 has created a Google Doc containing and discussing the screenshots and roles of Straighter Aid and all this, because Straighter Aid played a major part. So, I do want to get to what he said, because I actually haven't read. I think this is new. I haven't read any of his own direct responses to this yet. So it was this one, and there was another thing. I think it was this. Here it is. Article. Destiny gives a statement. Oh yes, I did see this. Okay, so I did read this, and this was him. Crazy. I didn't know it was actually him. So let's read. Oh, is this one long too? It's not as long. Sometime in November, extremely sensitive and personal material of mine was leaked. This is Destiny, again, by the way. This affected not only me, but many people in my life. I want to be clear, the leak happened without my knowledge and consent and authorization. I never had the intention for any of these images to be published. I haven't spoken out publicly regarding this situation for a few reasons. I'm actively pursuing criminal and civil litigation on these matters against multiple parties. Speaking publicly about these materials brings more attention to them, which harms all the victims involved. I have been trying to move on from covering drama content, as it has been increasingly negative impact on those in my life. One person involved has expressed suicidal thoughts in relation to the matter. I did not want to exacerbate the situation by talking about it publicly. Because there are now multiple parties involved in the litigation, it is unlikely I'll be able to answer any questions until pending litigation has been resolved. That said, though I am limited in what I can say, it is important that people know about my recent communications with and regarding Pixie, someone who I was friends with and had collaborated with on many occasions. Since the leaks were first circulated, Pixie has stressed to me that keeping things out of the public eye was important to her, and these are links to those messages. I've always said I would do my best not to confirm or publicize anything. I kept my word. On December 11th, I received a message from a mutual acquaintance named Lauren Hayden, known online as Lauren de Laguna, who has a legal background. Lauren has had negative sentiment toward me after I rejected her romantic advances earlier in the year. I understand that she has organized a fundraiser to support Pixie's lawsuit against me, and assume that she has been counseling Pixie on how to proceed. We're going to be seeing a lot of this common, occurring, I don't know what to call it, it's not a theme, but it's more of like a, it's a type of portraying, I guess, that the problem with this and all of drama online or regarding people involved at all is that there's a lot of players involved in these conversations and shit that really don't like who they're talking about and will always be speaking about these people negatively. They already have. This just adds fuel to that fire, right? So it becomes really difficult to understand or see when this is actually happening. And when I read something like someone that he used to have not a relationship with, but they tried to have like a romantic relationship with him and he rejected them and now they're upset about it, like, it's just, it muddies the water, you know? How do we know that this is true? And when I see videos that we're gonna watch, when I see the videos from these people, I can definitely tell don't like Destiny. How do I know what they're saying is true or not just them like kind of garnishing some of the details and make it seem even worse, right? Because like look at this shit. Hold on, look at this shit. Can I show you what the fucking the thumbnail is for this? How do I look at thumbnails for things? The thumbnail for this video was literally a picture of Destiny with the word evil behind him, and his eyes are replaced with like fucking snake eyes or some shit. Like that's come on, man. When I see shit like that, that's just like Fox News level type of shit. You know, was this good? No. What did he do? What was right? No. But you guys are making him seem like he fucking just killed a bunch of people and shit. And when it comes from somebody who has like a hatred towards Destiny, I can't help but be skeptical about that guy when he's saying, which is why I gotta go and look at shit myself, right? But then when I go look at shit myself and I see Destiny's trying to do some weird shit where it's trying to like make me feel that skepticism even more, now I'm conflicted, you know? That same day I received a message from Pixie where she suggested she would create a post about me that would go live after she committed suicide, which is a crazy fucking thing to say, right? This concerned me greatly. Let's take a look at that message. As my life on Earth has come to a close, I want to ask you to be more careful with the people who place their trust in you in the future. Life is unfair, but you should do your best in preventing that, not contributing. Hold up, what's up? I'm just tired of living anymore. It's a matter of time until the family discovers what happened. I feel like there's no way to obtain justice. I'm not going to kill myself at this second. In case for you, which is equivalent to a death sentence for me. So I feel like the best thing to do is kill myself and schedule a post detailing. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. You know how much I sacrificed? You know how much I sacrificed? That ass. That ass. I feel like Destiny's gonna be screaming that shit soon. So you got the message from Pixie. This concerned him greatly. I genuinely believed that she was still in mental anguish following the leak weeks earlier. I responded in earnest, doing what I could to reassure her and letting her know that she has every right to pursue a legal course of action. At no stage do I try to convince her otherwise. This was highly emotionally volatile time for me, and my concern was her well-being. I will be taking a dab. This is a lot of reading. Especially for a stoner. Especially for a stoner. Let's get this going. I feel like you were reading my mind, bro. You're like, this dude needs a fucking inhalation break. There we go. Don't worry though, I won't be reading all day. Because I gotta level up in fucking Marvel Rivals. Right. Water. Alright, so Destiny got a message from Pixie talking about I'm gonna off myself. He sent some messages back trying to tell her not to do that. A few hours later, I messaged a mutual friend, Straighteraid. This guy seems to be a major player in all this, who I know to be particularly close to Pixie. We tried to figure out the best way forward in terms of making things right, or as right as they could be, for Pixie. In that conversation, we spoke about things I could do to alleviate the toll on Pixie's mental health. I took Straighteraid's suggestions and presented them to Pixie. I explicitly offered to help her financially, having had it communicated to me that she was also under financial pressure while dealing with this matter. And this is going to be like a very important thing too in this whole situation in terms of like, some people see it in two, like, all right, so people see it two ways. Some people have the perspective of him trying to like buy her out to shut her up, right? And others, which is what he's trying to push the perspective of, was that it was him trying his best to right the wrong that he did, and offering to get her like, you know, help, mental help, and also like just trying to help her with everything else in that regard, right? And we're gonna be seeing that shit soon. I took Straighteraid's suggestions and presented them to Pixie. I explicitly, Pixie responded stating that whatever price she would ask for would be too high and would only insist in making her feel worse. This is an older screenshot conversation history. Later in conversation with Straighteraid, she told me that Pixie seemed she want me to cover her entire tuition for law school. Others told me that Pixie thought it would be appropriate for me to pay her anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million. At no point did Pixie make a specific or explicit request for financial compensation. I think sometime on December 13th, Pixie unfriended me on Discord. It became clear no matter what, that no amount that I agreed to would be satisfactory by nature of the fact that I agreed to it. Third parties communicated that the point of any financial compensation would be to punish me. That language was incredibly frustrating to hear secondhand. I had already shown a willingness to make things right as best as I could. I had spent time talking to her mutual friends of ours with the intent to help address concerns with her mental health and suicidal thoughts, the sincerity of which I genuinely believed. I was objectively harmed by the situation and was actively seeking to find a resolution that worked well for everyone. I'm not sure where Pixie got this idea that she needed to financially punish me. In this text, Pixie reiterates that she doesn't want criminal penalties for me, just big financial ones. Some of the most personal messages have gone out to the world because of what happened, including multiple incredibly explicit videos of mine, many of which have been forwarded to family members and colleagues. He's been sharing a lot of this stuff, so I don't know. It was him playing fast and loose, so I don't know what the fuck was going on with that. Information has come out which has irrevocably damaged my personal relationships. The saga has been a nightmare for all parties involved. Her accusation that I likely used a proxy to widely distribute this material while claiming deniability is extremely hurtful. So there's a conspiracy that he's actually the guy who leaked everything. I flat out cannot believe that anyone would think I intentionally leaked this material to the public, and I increasingly felt uncomfortable by the language being used regarding the financial punishment and wanting to teach me a lesson, along with constant references to precariousness of someone's mental health. Text messages for that. It no longer felt productive to engage in these conversations. As is well documented at the start of this, I was completely willing to make things right with Pixie. At this point, I just tell people close to me that if Pixie wants to pursue legal actions against me, she's always free to do so, but I don't feel comfortable talking to her or about her until, at the very least, my current legal actions have run their course. It has been brought to my attention that Pixie has now tried to re-add me as a friend, but I ignored these requests. I've never told anyone what they can or cannot speak about, and I've always left that option to them. Despite what some people have said, I've never threatened Pixie with litigation or NDA'd everyone. My goal was to respect the wishes of the people who have been affected by the leak. Pixie has now stated her intention to sue me and is fundraising for that. I think she is also getting that fundraising for a lawyer that's also suing him for something else that another streamer is doing. Was suing him for. I do not believe I have violated any laws, and Six Pixie has made it clear what she wants to do. I will let the evidence and legal filings speak for themselves. It is unfortunate that it has come to this, but it means that all communications with her and Lauren, who may or may not be representing her, will have to be through counsel. So with all that being said, I'm done reading that post. He didn't mention once anything about him secretly reporting shit, right? Not once was that mentioned in this one. So there was another post, apparently, right? Let's see what it is that this motherfucker has said, right? Has made other comments. Oh, is this one? Is this it? Oh, is it in this? It's in this very one, okay. I don't think anyone went against her wishes if I had to guess based on the timing of the videos, and it was probably all coordinated. Yeah, I don't think there was really much else that he said. It was just the extra shit that was posted at the end of this post that I had already gone over. I understand the no links in chat, but I mean, as an outstanding person, it feels bad not to be able to link sources to win random arguments like by Sigma Beta. Well, I always offer the option for you to send it to me in the Discord by joining my Discord, and I'll just look at it. That's why I have all the Discord stuff there. I'm not gonna allow links in chat until like, unless you sub, or until like I get a little more like people in my stream, because I don't usually go over like 10 at most. And people be posting crazy shit. But yes, if you want to send me a link and you want me to look at it, join my Discord, and I'll pull it up. With this is all the reading. I'm done reading this shit. Now, to dive into the video, we're gonna watch the shorter one first. With this one. And we're definitely watching it at increased speed because I want to play some games later. Let's see. Also, I want to also say this. This is not important shit. This is, in the grand scheme of the world, this stuff ain't that important, right? This is just drama online. I do think the left-leaning media sphere is taking a hit with this. You know, it's gonna be leaving a void in terms of like what kind of people will just be like filling that in. Like who's gonna be the next kind of person who will do this type of like streams on political stuff online, who's just not gonna be a complete piece of shit in one way or another. You know? It just isn't the same random ass rich dude quote that doesn't mean anything, you know. Are you talking about my post on X? Did you send me something, by the way? Did you send me a link, or are you just gonna like complain about something? Because I'm not sure what you mean by random ass rich dude quote doesn't mean anything. Let's see. I'm opening up my Discord. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm opening my Discord. If you posted something in my Discord, I'll open it up. If you want to send me a link, go ahead and do it. But yeah. Let's dive into this video. Vote for the people. Again, Cope and Seath for watching them first. The other one's gonna be President Sunday. Never heard of these motherfuckers before. Not until now. It seems like they got a grudge though.
Those of you who have been following Destiny in his orbit for a while may have started to notice a rift forming.
Destiny can help you with the slime doing. I'd rather
This
not.
is Loner
In late
Box,
November,
yeah,
a leak
Loner
occurred which
Box.
revealed, shall we say, a lot of Destiny's personal history. There has been massive speculation about the people involved in those leaks, whether the sharing of them was consensual, and people's both public and private reactions to them. What I have for you today is a breakdown of the conversation that occurred between President Sunday and Straight Raid. This includes multiple DM leaks between the parties involved and conversations of the general strategies being taken. But first, let me explain to you why I'm prepared to release these at all. When I went looking for these DMs, having heard about them on the grapevine from a couple of sources, I'll be honest, what I found was two separate individuals who had received them independently, and for one of them, they were pretty far down the chain. Now, people's level of knowledge involving these leaks is debatable. Though at this point, I will say, of all the people who aren't directly involved in these events, I probably have one of the fullest pictures. The story I want to tell you isn't really the story of Destiny. Rather, what I want to display is the machine that exists around him. Because, to be clear, that machine around him is already being exposed.
Hi everyone. So
It's just a weird way of phrasing.
And, he gave a bit of an iffy answer for that. Like he said, it was in part because he was supposedly
So
harassed and
weird.
smeared by me and Hassan. But I actually found out the real reason just now, and it's that Destiny.
It's like they be. I feel like this guy is. I feel like he feels like he's doing some groundbreaking expose, like with what happened with Diddy and shit, or
His girlfriend
Jeffrey
cheated on him with
Epstein.
Destiny.
And this drip feed of information is
And
causing so
again,
much
this
speculation from
stuff's
everybody
not
that regardless of what
important in
anybody's
the big
original
scheme of
intentions were,
things.
it
It
has
just
created more of an air of mystery,
it just affects the left-leaning media sphere, kind of, right?
speculation, and interest than was ever needed. On November the 29th, 2024, President Sunday would reach out to Straight Raid regarding the Destiny leaks and ask her to check in on Pixie, as even at that point, people were beginning to speculate that it was her in the images. They then begin discussing the situation and how best to move forward with informing Pixie, which leads to an hour-long call in which Sunday provides further context around the leaks themselves and other people Destiny may have been involved with. This also includes a conversation between Lav and Pixie, which occurred during the Mr. Girl saga, where Pixie denied sleeping with Destiny when confronted by Lav. Pixie would then go private, much to the frustration of both Sunday and Straight Raid, both of them realizing that in some ways, this was just a confirmation that it was indeed her to those who were speculating. Outside of these two, the wider rumor mill was obviously already spinning, with people reaching out to see what information or opinions other people had. There's obviously the additional factor of speculation regarding what other communities may know or be referring to when they were coming across general memes or comments. These conversations would continue for several days while they discussed the reactions from the wider community and online discourse. Picking back up on December 4th, President Sunday becomes concerned with Pixie's approach and tactics, noting that that's like every wrong decision she could make, now it's content. The concern generally being that this was only reinforcing people's opinions that she was the one in the leaks, and driving people to investigate deeper. Straight Raid would describe this as Sunday preaching to the choir. Importantly, it was around this time that Not So Erudite would reach out to Straight Raid. She asked how Pixie is doing, but then she asked if Pixie knew he took the video and if she consented to it being shared. I don't know why she'd even ask me that. My answer could be no on both counts, and she would not change a thing, lol. It's quite obvious in the opinions of both Straight Raid and Sunday that Not So Erudite would be asking these things not out of concern for Pixie, but out of concern for Destiny. With a
Not So Erudite, by the way. She's like a co-host now of his show. What is it, Bridges or whatever? She shows up sometimes. I mean, most of the time, I would say. I had thought that they were in a relationship, and I wouldn't be surprised to find out that they actually are. But she's been 100% defending, like, her, and Dan Saltman.
General feeling that regardless of what the
defending
answer was, Kyla's position wouldn't change a dot. Straight Raid does also confirm that Pixie was aware of the recording at least existing, and that it had not been created without her knowledge. The conversation moves off this topic once again at this point, to the wider subject of Hassan and the Twitch war that was occurring at the time. Though it would come up again around the first when Straight Raid brings up Fairy Queen leaving a comment on Kyla's most recent video. Erudite seemingly had been in contact with Fairy Queen asking her to take this comment down, or at least a section of it. Though it is worth noting that Erudite is openly talking about being in contact with the victims of the leaks, and noting concern for them as the primary reason for its removal. As I'd like to do as little editorializing as possible here, I'll let it pass without much comment. Though I would like to point out at this point that the leaks themselves and the silence around them had become such a fascinating topic that even Wick TV seems to recognize that this is obviously becoming a content item in and of itself.
Keep that in mind, it's an interesting question. Symposium Brain for $20 says Molina recently confirmed that the sex tapes leaked by Destiny's former girl were shared by Destiny without
Nice,
consent.
good one, nice.
She has no legal recourse.
I got a whole bunch of super chats for you, Wick, ready?
Okay. Did you not?
Wick,
okay, fair enough.
Wick is a stinky butt. I think that's the #1 super chat.
At this point, Straight Raid accuses Kyla of being snaky about this to President Sunday, explaining that Pixie and Kyla have been in contact, with Not So Erudite acting as a kind of liaison. It's also revealed that Dan reached out to Pixie as well. And from what Straight Raid had heard, Dan encouraged Pixie to ask Destiny for a reasonable amount of money, as well as trying to get Pixie to persuade Steven not to sue Kiwi Farms. Straight Raid would then provide Sunday with the DMs between Not So Erudite and Pixie, and notes Pixie's original desire for a payout somewhere in the region of $1 million. So let me take you through the conversation between Not So Erudite and Pixie. Pixie, in blue, begins by reaching out to NSE asking whether she's had a chance to talk to Steven yet. NSE responds by asking if there's anything Pixie hopes was brought up. Pixie then explains that depending on how that conversation goes depends on what her next course of action will be, particularly based on whether Destiny feels like he needs to make up or repent for his actions. Timeline-wise, Pixie had already spoken to Destiny in what was essentially a brief exchange of DMs. Pixie would also assure Not So Erudite that she was not a danger to herself at this time. Though a constant theme in Pixie's communications is this potential underlying risk that she may do damage to herself. Not So Erudite asks whether she can share this with Destiny, to which Pixie agrees, citing the fact she doesn't feel like he really understands her perspective, and it may be better coming from Not So Erudite. Not So Erudite pushes a little harder to work out exactly what it is that Pixie wants. She lists what she thinks are her goals. Help removing the video from online, getting the guy who hacked charged, a sense that Steven understands how in the wrong he was.
By the
plans to
way,
prevent-
it feels like there's like no interest in trying to figure out who fucking did this shit. I mean, the interest is like there, but it's so little. And, you know, I think it's because it's not even relevant anymore who did this. I mean, technically it should be, because that person would be committing a crime as well. I would assume that would be a fucking crime as well. But will we ever find out? God knows.
Prevent this from ever happening in the future. Here Pixie clarifies. What she wants is for this to be the most expensive mistake of his life. She doesn't list a dollar amount, nor does she want to make him destitute, but it should not be easily recoverable. NSC responds, my understanding was it was more a sense of rehabilitation and justice. But you have a specific thing you want now, which is for him to lose a certain amount of money. Pixie responds that she feels that unless he faces actual repercussions, he will never change. Also noting that this money can be given to charity. Not So Erudite, seemingly unsure what to do with the conversation at this point, says she'll have to talk to Steven, as this request for money isn't what she was expecting. With Pixie then responding that what she's looking for is a general acceptance from Steven that he understands this as a potential course of action to rectify the situation, as she views this as a potential penance, which is essential, in her view, to the rehabilitation process. She goes on to explain that if Steven agrees, then great, that's an agreed course of action, but if not, then she will have to go through the court system to, as she puts it, figure this out.
Now, these, I don't know if it was this guy or the other one, they definitely paint this whole situation as him, as if it's like a hush money situation, and I think it's my personal opinion, it's not like that, it's not that simple. You know, like what, it's kind of like, what is the right thing to do at that time? Like, if you're someone who did commit all these things and now you want to do the right thing, I guess, you know, he never, I don't think, I'm not getting that vibe. I don't see him or Not So Erudite saying anything like, you better not tell nobody, take this fucking money so you can shut the fuck up or something like that. I don't think it's straightforward like that. It's more of like, you know, I'm gonna help you with your therapy, I'm gonna help you with the payments or anything like that. You still, they never said that they can't go seek criminal charges or whatever the fuck, you know. Still didn't say anything like that. I think Dan did kind of along the lines of that, but not on his behalf. And he didn't really say that. He just told her not to go public with it. That's about it.
She goes on to note, Destiny
It wasn't nothing to do with the money. He's just telling her straight up not to do
previously
it.
to financial compensation, though her concern is that he doesn't really understand the level of proportionality she is expecting from him. Kyla would then respond to tidy up the language, as in her view, it's not about punishment, it's about making sure that he is genuinely remorseful and changing his behavior. As she goes on to further clarify Pixie's position, with Pixie agreeing to the general gist. They go back and forth, with Kyla clarifying that, you're not making me sad, other than like, I'm obviously sad my friend is hurting, and was hurt by our other friend. Pixie makes a final clarification that Destiny needs to understand the severity of the situation, and that paying some bills, which is a reference to her previous conversation with Destiny, isn't enough. With a final clarifier from Kyla that, I think he was worried you would feel he's paying you for your silence, but did want to help but didn't want to overstep. I think he is offering a lot more than you read it, but I totally understand why you read it that way. Back in the conversation between Streamline and Sunday, Streamline notes that Pixie was discouraged by the lawyer she was talking to from pursuing this against Steven, and this had moved Pixie to wanting to go public as she didn't feel confident in any form of legal justice. Sunday goes on to reinforce that Pixie does likely have a legal route open to her, and provides further information which Straight Raid is to pass on to Pixie for her to consider. Sunday would then go on to ask whether there have been further conversations between Pixie and Kyla that he's not aware of, or between Pixie and Steven. These DMs, to put it simply, are Pixie confronting Steven and saying that she was going to write a note making it clear what happened and what her feelings were, while emphasizing Steven's contribution to her current state of mind. Destiny then goes on to reassure her that she has a lot
This is
of work ahead
that
of her,
message we
and that
just
these leaks
saw,
would pass
that
given time.
suicide
Finally,
one.
Destiny makes an offer that if she requires any help with any bills or anything, then to let him know,
Which kind
so
of
he can
felt like
provide
a little bit
assistance,
of a-
and it's one less thing for her to concern herself with.
I wouldn't
Straight
really
Raid goes
say
on to
a-
share some DMs from Pixie in which
a
she
threat,
laments the
but-
difficulty a legal case would present, at one point suggesting that in frustration she may get the same lawyer who works
It
for
is
Kiwi
pretty
Farms.
intense.
Conversation between Straight Raid and Sunday once again returns to the general topic of the leaks, for several days until the 8th of January, where Straight Raid would share a copy of Pixie's statement regarding these leaks, in which she states that the sharing of these images was non-consensual, and to her knowledge, she is the third person this has happened to. The timeline she provides is that this encounter occurred fairly early on in her online career. She also cites how she would pursue him in court, and that this would be a civil action. As this was clearly prepared for
So the
publication,
other
she also
thing,
notes her
the other
GoFundMe, and
person
the fact
that's
that such a case
alleging
would
that
cost money
he's a
and would
vic-
need
that they're
wider public
victims.
support. She also, at least to some degree, verifies Straight Raid's earlier comments regarding Dan Saltzman, noting, I have been told by a variety of people to not go public, most notably Destiny's anti-Twitch crusader, Dan Saltzman. Finally, she leaves off...
I will say though, Dan's pretty retarded. Dan's a dumbass. Every once in a while, he say things I agree with. But I don't really think I'd like that guy that much if I met him in real life. So, Him saying dumb shit like this doesn't surprise me. It feels like that's exactly what he would do.
Noting that Destiny has violated federal law in his transgressions against me. He has violated my consent and is directly responsible for the sexual abuse I have received. When pressed on the release schedule of this statement, Straighterade shares a DM between herself and Pixie, where Pixie clarifies that she wants to talk to her lawyer first and send a demand letter, and based on his response to said letter, release it. I originally wanted to do it by next week, but seems unlikely. On January the 10th, President Sunday would approach Straighterade asking if there was any updates on the situation. She responded that she hadn't heard anything else, and she speculates that Pixie at this point may be annoyed with her and just simply ignoring the messages. Though she assures Sunday that had Pixie taken the payoff, she would have been informed. It would then be on the 16th of January where Straighterade would once again reach out to Sunday, asking him whether he was aware of Lonabox's stream, in which Lonabox stated his intention to take a break from streaming, but more importantly, alluded to what happened.
It's a little bit frustrating that the psycho smear campaign against me has kind of succeeded, and it's basically all because of Hassan being willing to platform it.
I feel bad for him. Just not gonna lie. I feel pretty bad for him. I kind of fucked with him. He was pretty cool. He had a lot of good knowledge and shit. I never had a problem with that guy. But... No, that's pretty fucked up.
We have to like suffer the consequences of someone else's stupidity, but is what it is. Someone else's failures as a human being, but that's not why I'm taking a break. That's just annoying, and it's something that I'll probably be able to work around by myself. But...
Within this live, Lonabox notes his frustrations with Hassan, but points out that the Israel-Palestine discourse and how he's being treated in regard to that content isn't his reason for leaving. The further allusions come when people bring up Destiny to him in his chat.
You've got Tiny to back you up. Both,
you know what I just realized?
Now
I think about it, both of these videos are the same in terms of information that they give out. I honestly didn't see much of a difference between both of them, so we're only gonna keep with this one.
I'm not gonna stop
because I don't want to waste another 20 fucking minutes listening to this fucking shit.
I just need a bit of a break. What was the catalyst for that decision? Can't really go into detail. It's been a few things. Have you just not been enjoying streaming? I mean, I like streaming. I just there's just a lot of things surrounding the whole thing that it's just making me need to step back for a minute and reassess what I want to do going forward. Is it the IP discourse? Nope.
Lonabox's obvious discomfort around the topic of Destiny led to what I can only describe as a cascading series of events where people began to realize that this once contained story was not going to be contained for much longer. And it has not taken long for even people such as Hassan to start reacting to this news.
Okay, so what's interesting is Bad correct themselves, not cheating, but
well, again, fuck Hassan. I don't care about his opinion about anything. Hassan has every fucking bit of I don't know, motivation or whatever to say stupid shit about Destiny. He's been doing it forever. This guy fucking lies on a day-to-day basis. He's just struck gold right now. He's just lucky that Destiny tripped or whatever. But anything that comes out of Hassan's mouth, I don't respect that motherfucker at all. I don't care. I don't even care. Sometimes he's right because, you know, what's that fucking saying? About, like, you give a monkey a fucking typewriter an infinite amount of time, eventually they'll type out, like, Shakespeare's fucking work. Like, you know, it's just crazy.
Okay, so that makes a little bit more sense. So, Bonerbox starts dating a Destiny Order. Destiny Order tells Bonerbox, I never had sex with Destiny. And then Destiny, in the endless interest of, like, trying to fuck, you know, e-girls that are in his DMs, sends his entire library of content that he filmed with his ex-wife, which I'm sure his ex-wife is not fully on board with. I would suspect that if you were Destiny's ex-wife, you probably aren't very happy about, like, videos of you guys having sex being distributed to random people, including, you know, many other people. And that person that he sent it to, their friend, I think, leaked all of those videos and made it viral, and one of them was even Destiny, like, sucking a penis. And that's where the whole, like, the Destiny suck off Nick Fuentes drama comes from. But ultimately,
we don't even know who did it yet. How do we know if it's his friend?
That his girlfriend had actually lied to him, maybe. I don't know.
Given the nature of the developing situation, President Sunday suggests having a call with Straighterade to explain to her that at the very least, Pixie's involvement is now public discourse. And most pressingly, that the conversation between Pixie and Erudite had leaked to a wide range of people. Sunday, for his part, had been approached for a conversation by another content creator regarding these leaks, as people were beginning to try and work out how much information everyone else was holding. They begin going back and forth, discussing who the leaker of the leaks may be, though honestly, looking through it, it's sort of an elementary question at this point. But we do get one more interesting
I don't think it's elementary at all, though.
Straighterade had been...
I feel like that is also important because that'll add, like, more context to the situation, right? Why did this person feel the need to do this? Or they're trying to gain? You know, I think that actually matters.
Discussing all of this with Destiny
why it would
throughout this
matter.
period. In fact, it was Straighterade who suggested to Steven compensation. Sunday asks, but given that your impulse is to try and find a mole, I'm going to assume that what they said is accurate. You suggested Steven pay for Pixie's law school. Straighterade responds, this was one of my few suggestions. I said that she's in a precarious financial situation, that she's not consulted a therapist, and that therapy bills or payments to assist with law school would be money that would be productive to her because it's something to look forward to. She refuses to tell her family and things were breaking down with Lona, and I felt overwhelmed being one of I don't know how many people she let into a limited support network. What follows in these DMs is essentially Sunday emphasizing the situation to Straight Raid. At time of recording, Bad Empanada has come out with a video titled Destiny is a sex criminal, shared porn of multiple people without consent. The spiraling situation is what led to Sunday coming to me. He was aware already that I'd been looking for these DMs and was aware at the very least of their existence. Because he wanted to provide a fuller context for them rather than just me releasing them in a tweet, he offered this wider conversation with Straight Raid, hoping it could help fill in any blanks, along with any outstanding leaks or information which I may not have. I've attempted to present this information with as little bias as possible. I really just want to provide you with a wider context for what has been happening within the DGG machine. I personally never sought out the Destiny leaks, and now read more of Destiny's TV farm page than I ever wanted to. And well, if I'm...
That's the crux of it. This guy, he's gonna be struggling for the next couple months. And, well, you know how, be honest with you, fucking drama and shit, that shit don't last long. Let's be real. People be forgetting shit that happened real fast all the fucking time. At most, at maximum, this will be like a month thing. Like, at maximum. A minimum, you know, just a couple weeks. But regardless, still gonna affect him. He better come out and say some shit about the whole fucking recording stuff. Because he hasn't. That needs to be addressed. But I guess, you know, he's gonna do that with legal counsel or whatever the fuck that means. And, you know, once that happens, because you know how slow shit is with the courts. That's what I'm saying. Like, by the time the court case moves anywhere important, people would have been, like, forgot that this had happened, you know? And I guess the real thing that we'll be seeing is how will this impact his, like, streaming career. That's about it. The only reason why I talk about this drama, by the way, I don't usually do. I'm a drama person, but he is one of the bigger players in the left-wing media sphere, right? He has a lot of arguments, debates with people. He talks to a lot of famous people as well, in terms of, like, the people who are, like, known for talking about shit like this, professionals, experts, all that kind of stuff. And a lot of people watch him, right? It's the only reason why I brought that up. You know, but beyond that, he's fucked, I think. He's pretty fucked if this doesn't... Unless something like groundbreaking comes through, he's cooked. He's cooked. He's cooked. So, fuck the drama, stream drama, whatever. Let's move on to the actual real-world stuff. So this is the stuff that actually fucking matters, right? This is the things that actually will affect people. Because I don't think... Even though everyone's talking about this drama, I don't think it fucking matters at the end of the day. It really doesn't. Where is it? So, Trump's planning, or did, he started this plan. He's laying off a bunch of fucking people. Federal employees all getting fired and stuff. Well, I guess fired, laid off. Because they all had to deal with diversity, equity, and inclusion. So, it's massive layoffs in the government, which falls in line with, you know, somebody who claims to run a business, right?
President Trump's administration is moving to end affirmative action in federal contracting and is directing that all federal diversity, equity, and inclusion staff be put on paid leave and eventually be laid off. The move follows an executive order Trump signed on his first day, ordering a sweeping dismantling of the federal government's diversity and inclusion programs that could touch on everything from anti-bias training to funding for minority farmers and homeowners.
Yep.
That step is the first salvo in an aggressive campaign to upend DEI.
I feel like people don't understand how much small decisions like this do affect people. I feel like it's always underestimating the amount of people who will be affected by this shit, right? In the mind of MAGA, when they hear this, they think, okay, cool, so now I have a better chance of getting into school now because, you know, black people or Hispanics aren't going to be hired or accepted into it before, you know, before me or whatever. It's going to always be like them first, me after. That's what they think. That's what they fucking think, right? Meanwhile, what it actually means is that there are workers that would be receiving a lot less pay now, and a lot of other things in terms of federal stuff is going to be very impartial, imbalanced. It's going to be pretty much a little bit racist again. stereotypes are strong, even amongst people that don't believe that they're a racist. Even stereotypes still will exist. Doesn't necessarily mean that the person is full-blown racist, but it does mean that they hold sentiment that has racist foundations, right? Like the stereotype that all Asians are good with math or whatever, and you know that they're really good at calculating shit, or the stereotype that women can't drive, you know, and you know, I mean, I know that's not a racial thing, that's a sexist thing, but it holds the same type of ground, right? This is not as simple as stereotypes, right? It's not like we're preventing anything beyond people getting fair treatment in the government, you know.
Nationwide, including leveraging the Justice Department and other agencies to investigate private companies pursuing training and hiring practices that conservative critics consider discriminatory against non-minority groups such as white men. Trump has called the programs, quote, discrimination, and insisted on restoring strictly, quote, merit-based hiring. The order will immediately gut Joe Biden's wide-ranging effort to embed diversity and inclusion practices in the federal workforce, the nation's largest at about 2.4 million.
Falls right in line with what he's been doing, along with the whole, transgender, claiming there's only two genders type deal. What I do appreciate is when times like this happens, that there are people willing to say something when they have the opportunity to. And during Jimmy Carter's funeral, which I feel like had in some way was not about Jimmy Carter at all, especially, I don't know if you guys know this, but the flags that were set at half-mast for Jimmy Carter's passing were forced to have been raised to full mast because Trump passed some sort of executive order about it, right? And he just didn't like that shit, which is fucking crazy to think about. But let's listen to this. This bishop, all power to her, took the stand and had a chance to say something to this asshole, right?
Let me make one final plea, Mr. President. Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God,
wasn't there like a
I ask you
controversy surrounding her?
to have mercy
JD
upon
Vance's
people
wife?
in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families. Some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens.
Oh yeah.
Or have the proper documentation. But the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques.
Yeah, there seems to be a
synagogues,
lot of controversy
Wadara,
around her for many different
and
reasons.
temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away. And that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find
Whoever hired her got fired. Whoever put her in this position got fired for sure. And like, I could tell JD Vance feels uncomfortable. He's like, really? I'm surprised that Trump is maintaining like mostly eye contact with her, but I think in his mind he's like trying to think, this woman needs to be smushed. She needs to be extinguished from this earth. How can I do this? Oh shit, she's a bishop. Fuck, it's gonna be hard. But I know there's only 2 brain cells right now going in his head, fighting with each other about how he can get revenge with this lady.
that we are to be merciful.
Watch, next week he's gonna make an executive order banning Christianity.
For we were all once strangers in this land. May God grant us the strength and courage to honor the dignity of every human being, to speak the truth to one another in love, and walk humbly with each other and our God for the good of all people, good of all people in this nation and the world.
He's so mad. He's so mad and smug about it. And they're like, that was stupid. Another left-leaning fucking idiot. They're everywhere now. Yeah, she's gonna be missing. I bet you she's gonna go missing soon. That would be fucked up. It's just gonna be crazy. Now, again, transgender people have something to be fearful of for sure. For sure. Even people part of the LGBTQ community in general, I feel like have a lot to be worried about in the coming future. And, you know, we already got, you know, I had a viewer yesterday come in and tell me, hey, they already got buses coming into the border dropping people off. You know, there's already been mass raids happening along the border or whatever. Still haven't been able to confirm any of that. Still though, it will be happening soon if it hasn't yet. And kids have things to fear about. You know, my girlfriend's teacher, and even her kids are worried about what's going to happen. Very much so. You know, and I really, really, really hope for the best, because it's all we can do at this point. Shit's flying off the rails. But I'm gonna be real. We don't got a lot of hope right now. It seems like all of our heroes are dying, and all of our enemies are ruling everything, and people that we always thought was good and on our side of shit now have flipped the script. And you even got people like fucking Snoop Dogg of all people. Snoop Dogg of all people. Snoop Dogg of all people going against his own, like, his own principles, I guess. Because last administration, he was criticizing all types of black artists for performing and doing shit for Trump, right? And then now, on Trump's inauguration, he's over here performing for him, going completely against what he said. Alright. Who do we have left? Like, this country is just... everybody that you would have thought would have taken... I don't know, the side of justice is just caving into the money? Or the fucking... what is it? Is it the money? Or is it because they're scared of legal shit? I think it's more they're scared of legal shit. I think Snoop might actually have something boiling under the surface. Hasn't risen up yet, and because of that, he's trying to snooze up to Trump in hopes that when it does come to light, he'll be protected. And I think a lot of other people are doing the same. Yo, what's up, Gandalf the 3D? How's everything going? How's everything going? Hope you're doing very well. Hope you're doing very well. I'm just going over some brief, like, recent news. Especially after doing that mouthful about Destiny and stupid bullshit he's got himself into. Afghans fleeing Taliban urge Trump to lift the refugee program suspension. It's just like Trump doing crazy shit all the time. Stargate AI, what the fuck is this? AI infrastructure in the US? Oh god. Oh my god, this is gonna be the groundwork for fucking Skynet. This is gonna be the groundwork for fucking... what's this? What was that shit called? In that book? I have no mouth and I must scream? we're gonna just make our infrastructure totally rely on AI, and then like there's gonna be, because it was built by Trump, there's gonna be a massive fucking hack, and we're all gonna be screwed. Like, oh, this is so crazy. I can't, like, I feel like this could do good things, and at the same time, I feel like this is gonna be so bad. I just don't trust them to be able to do these things in a way that like actually is good. All January 6th rioters been pardoned. You know, military's being deployed. It's been authorized to go to the border. We'll be seeing that shit soon. Jeez. Justice Department directs prosecutors to probe local efforts obstructing immigration enforcement. So this is, yeah. This is trying to like force states to have to abide by immigration stuff. AI might go rogue even if AI doesn't become autonomous. Maybe. Just putting AI in everything, especially the infrastructure, is just, I don't know if we could trust something like that yet. Because of the people that will be doing this kind of stuff is the reason why I can't trust things like that. Like, Musk must be involved with this at some point. That's what I'm assuming. Must be involved with this at some point. It's not going to just be... He's not going to be hands-off with this. Especially since he owns so much AI shit, right? The fact that it would probably be his AI programs running things, I do not trust that. I just don't. The way he uses AI on X is absolutely fucking crazy, and should be a mortal sin. I feel like that the way that he's doing this is that shit would have been executable back in 1777. Just spreading misinformation on that level is literally impossible before the now, right? It's not like I could go to a bar and dress up as like one person and then say some shit, leave, come back, dress up as another person, pretend to be a whole different person, say some shit, and then simulate like a fake society or fake discourse that's happening in that bar, right? It's impossible. But he somehow mastered that. He somehow made that happen with magic and technology, and he's doing this. So why would I trust him to be able to also do infrastructure shit? I just don't. That guy has way too much control over shit, and allowing him to not just have like control in terms of national security stuff when it comes to like rockets, SpaceX and all that kind of stuff, but also have more control in not just social media, but also now in infrastructure and national like systems. And if he's gonna you know, attempt to replace all these workers and stuff with AI, that's also gonna be like people losing their jobs and shit, right? So that ain't gonna be great either. We don't need it. Not yet, at least. Not now. Trump's State Department bans LGBT pride BLM flags at U.S. embassies and consulate board. Okay, cool. That's crazy. Wow. Fuck. Jeez. But that's the general gist of what's going on. I don't know what else to say. I woke up, saw all that kind of shit for Destiny, and I was just flooding my newsfeed, and I was like, cool, great, this is all we're gonna be talking about now. The next, like, week, while Trump does whatever the fuck it is that he wants to do. Anyway, I ain't gonna be wrapped up in it. I'll bring up notifications and updates to you guys about it as it unfolds, if anything important happens with it. I'm sure we'll find out something soon. This shit spreads like wildfire. Destiny, he's not gonna post much on media until February, so he's just probably gonna be on like Reddit and other places defending himself. Not often, but I guess when he feels like he needs to. It's gonna be hard to do any of that he needs to address the fact that there's, you know, videos that were recorded without people's permission by him. Otherwise, he's just gonna keep getting called out, and he's gonna look like a piece of shit. Because he kind of was being, that is piece of shit stuff, I'm not gonna lie. The Destiny drama, well, I'm not gonna go back into it too much because I did cover it for a while, but again, the general gist is that a couple weeks ago, there was like videos released of, it was leaks of him doing sexual shit with people, or like recordings of him with said people, like doing that stuff. And the biggest one was surrounding him, like apparently giving oral to Nick Fuentes of all people. It wasn't actually him. I'm pretty positive it wasn't actually Nick Fuentes. Destiny's definitely in the video. I think it was somebody else. But regardless, that happened. It blew over. He tried not to talk about it too much, but now new shit that came out. Apparently, you know, it was the whole him recording shit without people's consent. Basically, there's a lot of videos in those leaks that were like recorded from his pocket or something like that. And also they were not just being released, but he was sharing them with like other sexual partners. So for example, he had like sex videos of him and his ex-wife, and then after they had broken up, and then he would like get into relationships with other people, right? He would send those to them, like those videos. They tried to cover it, that they like it was kind of all over for a little bit, but drama like burns out really fast, especially since it was like a false claim, and all the focus from the leaks was just on that video particularly. Everyone seemed to ignore everything else. But after they blew over, everything else had picked up. The other stuff has weight to it. The Nick Fuentes stuff doesn't have weight to it. The other shit definitely does. And it's not just, it's not about his ex-wife, it's about a streamer Pixie. He recorded her without his consent. Those videos got leaked, and it was a whole thing. And she was like very distraught by it, talking about how she might like, you know, take herself out. And you know, it was him trying to resolve it by paying stuff, and him not, he's like not acknowledging that he had done that at all, like the recording those videos and shit. It's like that fake video of Justin Bieber giving head that was going around Facebook at a Diddy party. Oh yeah, that was fake. But the video, all right, so the thing is like the video was real. It's just people were mistaking who he was doing that with, right? It was never denied that that wasn't real. Like like Destiny, it's confirmed that it is real, and these leaks have like affected him deeply or whatever the fuck. So it was just a big attempt from the right to like attack his ass, right? Which sucks. But again, he did do something he probably should not have done. No, he should definitely not have done, mind you. He definitely should not have done this stuff. This is not good. This is a crime. It's a crime. Recording people without their consent, spreading those pornographic non-consent videos around other people. Very stupid, very reckless, very dangerous, and illegal. Right? He's hurt people severely, so he needs to. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I'm not the arbiter, and I guess everyone else is like also struggling to figure out what exactly is supposed to be the retribution. Everyone who doesn't like him assumes or thinks and comes to the conclusion that the retribution should be complete and utter cancellation. This guy needs to be destroyed, and he never needs to be on a line again. I think that's ridiculous. As bad as this is, there are people out there who have done way fucking worse and continue to not get canceled for this shit to this day. AKA Hassan Piker is one of those people. And, you know, if Hassan is allowed to keep streaming and doing what he does, then, you know, after Destiny faces the appropriate consequences for his actions, I'm certain he's just gonna go back to doing this anyway. He's not gonna disappear. I hate when I listen to people, I was saying before, I hate when I listen to people's perspectives that who don't like him already are garnishing or over-exaggerating what had happened, because then I can't trust what they're saying. But I did dive into it. The video will be on YouTube if you want to look at it later, this whole stream. So I cover it in depth. I read it. I read all the posts. I watched the video on it as well. It was literally the first thing I did on the stream, so it'll be there later. It'll be there later. It's fucked. It is fucked. I am disappointed in him. I will say my own personal opinion. I'm disappointed in him. I liked him as a streamer. He's really good at making his points. He's really good at debating. He's really good at he has really good, solid, logical like opinions, and he has conversations with people who are pretty important in their respective fields or have a lot of knowledge on said topics that they talk about. Right? I could separate that. I could separate his work from his own stupid personal life. In the same way, in the very same way that we do this with music artists, right? I know a lot of us probably listen to music from people who are very questionable people who did some really fucked up things in their lives, right? People still listen to, what's his name? It was like some rock band guy. I forgot what his name is. You know, a bunch of crazy fucking shit in his life, right? My favorite artist is an asshole. Oh boy. I don't know who Lost Prophets is, actually. I don't know who that is. My favorite artist is an asshole. Or who's done questionable shit in her life. I want to say Michael Jackson, maybe. He's done some questionable shit in his life. I want to say that. He's locked up literally a mile or two from your house. Holy shit. Yeah, I'm sure if he's locked up, there's a pretty much a good reason for that. Oh, let me look up, because I don't know why, I'm drawing a blank for all these other artists. Artists who, actually, let me do it on here, so let's see. Music artists who have been arrested, right? Very good reason. You recognize one of his the song Rooftop most likely. Is this something that was been playing on like the radio? Is he like a rapper or something like that? Because I don't listen to too many. Oh, Tupac! Of course, Tupac! That guy went to jail for sexual assault for fucking like 5 years. Tupac, right? Yeah, back in like 2005, rock. Oh, early 2000. Wait, maybe I have heard of him. Prophets. You know, maybe it was this guy I was thinking of. You know what? I think it was this guy I was thinking of. Holy shit, dude. This is that guy I was thinking of. The rock guy who did some crazy shit. It was this guy. Wow. I totally forgot. You literally like... That was some crazy shit you just did. That was like some really psychic level mind reading shit. You actually like that band? Damn. I like alternative rock sometimes. It really depends though. It really depends on what it is. I'm all over the place when it comes to rock, but I don't think I've ever actually heard one of his songs. I can't play that right now on here. I'll listen to it later and check it though. But Tupac is definitely one of these people. You literally can see the prison from your house. Holy fuck, dude. Aren't you ever worried that like someone's gonna break out at some point? I would be paranoid as fuck. Someone's gonna break out at some point. I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night and they're gonna just be standing at the edge of my bed. You know, that shit's gonna be, because I've heard of that. I've fucking seen videos, documentaries of that shit happening, you know? Oh yeah, he ain't getting out of there. Supermax prisons. Well, hopefully he ain't getting out of there. Hopefully he ain't locked up with some guy who's like a fucking mastermind villain genius and he's like, he's on his way to burrowing a tunnel right out of there. I mean, it's nicknamed the Monster Mansion because there's really fucked up dudes in there. Fuck. Damn. Well, people escaped Alcatraz, right? So maybe it might be actually possible that any prison's escapable. I would still be paranoid. Charles Manson's definitely a crazy guy. I did not know Charles Manson made fucking music, actually. That's crazy. What the fuck? Chuck Berry. He was transporting minors? No way. What? Bro, I feel like the more I scroll down this list, the more I'm gonna find some crazy shit that's gonna blow my fucking mind. Dude, some wild shit happened recently. Nigerian gangs have been robbing banks, and my converts have been talking about robbing the gangs that robbed the banks, but it's not the... That's crazy, dude. What the fuck? You can't... You're gonna rob the robbers? No, you can't do that. That's super dangerous. That is way too dangerous. No. You could like stalk them and wait. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna give you no fucking ideas. You can't do shit. You should step away from that and stay like, stay at least 1,000 feet or square miles away from that shit, because hell no. Hell fucking no. But now it seems we have our first mission, because a woman in Afghanistan is being held against her will and her friends are contacting anyone to free her. Oh wow. Well, be careful. That's all I can say. You know, that's diving into a realm of crazy radical shit I can't really speak about right now on live, but I do wish you good luck. And I applaud you for doing something that would bring this much good into the world. Harold Shipman, the world's most prolific serial killer, was locked up there until he hung himself in a cell. Oh my god, dude. How do you get away with so much violence? 284 people, bro? How? And I know it must have been back in like the 80s or some shit when like we didn't have like that much surveillance and stuff, because it's just crazy to think that there's people out there who have killed more people in their lifetime than a terrorist attack, than the average terrorist attack. Like, and that's just nuts. That's just nuts. He's a doctor and he essentially drugged people to death. Fucking hell, man. You know, when I hear about stuff like that, I do wish hell is real. Sometimes I wish that was real, so those motherfuckers can go to that shit and burn. Wild shit all around, but very much so, man. That is some wild shit. Definitely be careful. Definitely do your research before you move, and move with patience. Always. Fuck Lil Wayne. I never really liked him. You know what? Fuck that. No, I'm lying. When I was younger, when he first came out, I did listen to some of his music. But at that time, I will say this. Most of the music I listened to was just fucking like hardcore rap at the time. I didn't have as much of a large music palette that I have now. So it was just solely like music like that. And as I grew, I didn't care much for him. And as he grew, he didn't make that much good music anymore. Lindsay Lohan. She stole some jewelry? Why? Why? Oh. You're telling me she can't afford it? She's fucking Lindsay Lohan. Why do these celebrities commit such minor fucking crimes? Is it just for the thrill? It has to be just for the thrill. It has to be. Come on. I mean, she is technically a musician, no? She made a couple songs. Maybe it was part of her image at the time. Well, what do you mean, like, I don't remember her being like a rebel, like that. The trashy image was in vogue, yeah. I guess she was trashy, but I wouldn't really say, I don't think trashy also meant like crimes, like stuff like that. I feel like trashy was just like kind of like a mess, you know? Like a hot mess type vibe, not so much like I'm gonna go fucking steal some jewelry and shit. Or I'm gonna go do some petty theft, you know? It's kind of like that. Oh, I just woke up out of bed and I'm not gonna do my fucking makeup or something, you know? Let's see, anyone else I know here? Slick Rick the Ruler. I knew he. Holy fuck! I didn't know it was for attempted murder. Oh my god. And he was an illegal immigrant too? He tried killing somebody? That's crazy! Bro, I love Slick Rick. I love his music. I didn't know he was an attempted murderer. This is what I'm saying. Look at these motherfuckers. Bro, if we could do that, then I could definitely, like, separate, like, the shit a streamer does on, like, online versus, like, the crazy shit they're doing on the offline. Especially those two things are, like, totally separate from each other. Like, Slick Rick, and thank you for the follow, by the way, EC94. It was nice seeing you here and having you here. Thank you for that. But seriously, I had no idea he tried murdering somebody. T.I. I knew he was a criminal. Drug charges and weapons. That's nothing. That's not that crazy. Lauryn Hill, I remember this. This was bullshit, right? Lauryn Hill is a fucking American treasure. She's amazing. Her music's amazing. She didn't deserve this prison stuff, right? Incredible person. Tax evasion bullshit. Some bullshit. Who else? Billie Holiday, really? Oh, drugs. That's fucked up. What? What? She was arrested on her deathbed? For heroin possession? How do you do that? How do you bring yourself to do that? Something like that? What? That's racism. It had to be. It had to be. In 1959, nothing short of just fucking racism. Arresting someone on their fucking deathbed for drug possession? That's absurd. That's fucking absurd. She's also an American treasure. Martha Stewart. This is funny. This is funny. Insider trading. Is there any? Yeah, all these other names I'm not familiar with. I don't know these people. I can't believe Slick Rick tried to kill somebody. Now I'm gonna be thinking about this all day. That is nuts. But you know, I feel like too often some celebrities get away with some crazy shit simply because they're popular and very famous. But again, so often do people seem to not care about that. But they do care about it when it comes to stuff outside of music, and I was never able to understand why we do that. And my theory, though, is that maybe it has something to do with the fact that when you listen to music, you're experiencing a feeling specific to the song, separated from the person singing it, until you decide that you want to go see who it is or listen to other music, or until the song's over or whatever, right? You're not going to be listening to music and then hearing, unless a guy makes songs about this, hearing about their fucked up tendencies to commit crimes and other shit that they probably shouldn't be doing. Unless they're a rapper. It seems like rappers just tend to snitch on themselves all the time. Rap snitches, telling them my business, you know? So, but I mean, like, if someone is doing work online, political content, they're canvassing, they're on the grounds, they're pushing for votes in certain states, right? They have a career doing something, and something like this happens, right? We need to appropriately respond. I'm not saying that that person should keep their job all the time. I'm not saying that they should lose their job all the time either, but we need to have an appropriate response to the level of severity in which the person is committing such offenses. I just feel like we tend to go all or nothing with everything nowadays, and it makes no sense, because either the person doesn't get any responsibility, like accountability, held up to them, or the person then becomes a victim of something totally different, and it becomes a question of whether or not it was just an attack, or if somebody actually got the justice they deserved, or if the victims had gotten, you know, compensation for what they had gone through. I don't think that this is on a severe enough level where he should be completely canceled. I do think he needs to be held accountable though, and I do think he deserves to have a plummet in popularity for sure in terms of who he is as a person, because despite the work that he does, it will be now going on in the future hard to separate what he did from what he's doing. We should attempt to, but yeah, it's complicated. It's complicated. That's all I'm trying to get at. It's fucking complicated. Alright? We'll find out what happens soon enough. I, though, for one, want to play Marvel Rivals so fucking bad. It's like itching at the back of my skull. And guess what? I think it's about time. I think it's about time. I want to say this, guys. Before you go, subs. If you sub, I will be giving free stickers as well as some other free little items soon. I will be setting up a PO box. I'll be setting up a website too, a little tiny website. I'm going to say this again after the ad break so everyone can see, but I will be setting up a tiny website in order to get this all sorted. All right. Stickers, as well as other little knickknacks and gadgets and gizmos. Especially if you are a stoner. If you're a stoner, you will like this stuff. I promise. This is a temporary thing. I won't be doing this for very, very long. The sticker thing might be for a very long time, I'm not sure. But everything else, all the extra gadgets and gizmos, I don't know. I will be probably giving away this. A Wiz Khalifa grinder. An official Wiz Khalifa grinder from Santa Cruz Shredder. Alright. I don't know if you guys can see this. Santa Cruz Shredder. Not been used before. Right. So I'll be giving this away. I'll be giving this away soon. Again, I'll be repeating this for everyone who didn't hear on break. I will be giving away stickers soon to subs. Anyone who subscribes, they'll be getting stickers as well as a little free gadget, a little free knickknack, whatever, something. But if you're a stoner, you definitely much appreciate this a little bit more too, but it will be these stickers. Alright. I'll set up a website and a link and everything like that. It will be posted into my Discord. So follow Discord. There'll be a PO box and everything set up for that. So everyone got their privacy in check and they can get what they'd like. So you'll be getting these stickers if you sub, as well as a free knickknack gizmo. Things like this grinder, which I only have one of this grinder as of right now. Jesus Christ, I fell. So this might be a little bit more of a specialty thing, but I will be giving away more stuff. I got like necklaces here. I got pins and shit. So all free if you sub. Going on forward, that's what's going to be doing. And now that I got that out of the way, I'm going to be playing this fucking game. Now it's time to boot this shit up. It's time to relax and unwind and get out of this constant state of everything's dying. It really does feel like Twitch won't let you comment in chat. I just saw that. Johnny, my bad. Hold on, that's weird. Did you post a link? Shit. Well, I'll figure that out later. Hopefully he's not like accidentally banned or something like that. But I was going to say, just before I got distracted with that, I was going to say, it really does feel like I'm microdosing hell every single fucking day of my life. I feel like we all feel that way, now. I'm assuming we all feel that way now. Most of us feel that way now. We wake up, crazy fucking news, trying to figure out what's wrong with the world. Why did the general go crazy? Oh, it might be that. You know what, man? Oh, shit. Ah, yeah. Well, no, because then that would have been removed. Yeah, it's not timed out. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly why you can't post anything. Well, I'll figure that out soon. I'm just glad he's not actually banned or anything like that. Because that would suck. But yes, my friend said the other day it feels like he's microdosing hell every single day of our lives, and it really does feel like that. I'm just always paranoid, worried. I have no idea what's gonna happen next. Just kind of constantly scanning the news on the internet, especially when I'm at work, to see when the next breaking fucking crazy thing's gonna happen, right? Oh great, there's an update for the game. And kind of sucks. I remember this paranoia when Trump was last in office, and I was so grateful that when he had lost, it would be over. I was very certain that it would never happen again. People who knew me at the time asked me, you think he's gonna ever come back? You think he's gonna run again? I genuinely thought and believed in the justice system. I genuinely thought and believed that eventually he'll be held accountable, that eventually at some fucking point in the future, everything would be good, right? Nope. Definitely not. I'm experiencing dropped frame rate right now. Oh, it's the download, that's why. It's because I'm downloading the game. Let's see what happens if I undo that. Yep, it stopped. Fuck. Shit. That's not good. I might have to log off in order to fucking download the game and start it up, so... You know what, it might not be that bad of an idea, split the stream into two. So I have one just... the political stuff. One just the gaming. However... not exactly sure how long it's gonna take for this download. I'm gonna let it run. I'm gonna go take a break real quick while this happens. That's what I'm gonna do.